Sam and Jim's present
Plum Chutney!
Oh my god.
And we're
It
back.
gets better every time.
Every time. At one point, we might, just digitally put that in. But for now, I think it adds practice.
Absolutely.
Are you going to have you done any more jingles? I hate to press you, but
well, you
it's
see,
the optimum importance, I believe.
you can't just request one. I'm not a vending machine. Do you know what I mean? You can't just put me in a jingle. Indeed. But I may have something in the pipelines, in the crossfires.
Oh, well, I won't rush you.
But that also may be a lie, because I do not.
well, I'm excited. How have you been?
You know what? Not bad. Not bad. How about I
Not
got
bad.
my hair cut finally.
Oh,
Look at that.
Thank
Look at
God.
that, looking so fresh and so clean.
Did you get a discount for the delay that Graham?
You know what? I did
distress.
not. I'm very glad you remembered
Did you
his
tell
name
him that
was
you
Graham.
had to get up?
I didn't, and it was the most inconvenient of times.
It
you know what
was.
I mean?
I remember.
It was
It's
just
quite
terrible.
tragic.
There was a different receptionist on because
Oh,
of
no.
Saturday. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's
It was
not
like
good. Did you
it
not
was
have a rapport with her?
no, I have a rapport with the original one, but it was just some girl who clearly has a Saturday job. You know what I mean? Must have been
It's
about
not.
16.
It is
and
not.
I was like, "Hello, I don't know you." And she was like, "Sam." And I was like,
"Oh, well, she
yes,
knew you. That's
that's
your
me."
name."
I mean, but it was horrific.
Oh.
But you know what? It was fine. It was fine. Here I am, better than ever.
That's good.
Look at me go. How about you? Bud? How have you
Well,
been?
I came to a discovery this week.
I'm excited for this. I am very excited.
It was honestly a little bit heartbreaking because Plum Chutney's been going for 4 episodes now, and already we have failed because there is one. There is one man who we respect, and I would say that we're the source of all his related news. Can you say who that is?
James, I know exactly who this
exactly.
is.
Let's go on, name
It's
him.
Jon Tickle.
Jon Tickle. And did you know that Jon Tickle's birthday was last week and we failed? We failed to mention it.
James, no.
And I swear to you, loyal Plum Chutney listeners, this will never happen again. Never. I will not let it happen.
Well, we're never going to get John on the show now.
Honestly, I don't think it works.
Forgot his birthday.
It doesn't work in our favour at all. But I did make something which I hope will
Oh my
appeal.
God!
So
I haven't wanted to know what's in the envelope.
So
we
both got one.
We both got one.
So,
God. What
so
is
if you could close your eyes for a small amount of time.
Jim's, this better be good. My eyes have been closed for
Okay, yeah. Look at me.
Oh, that is terrible.
I did the same thing with Danny.
That's the scariest thing I've ever seen. That is the scariest. I can't stop looking at it.
Wait, where's my...
Wait. Oh, this hurts.
Nurse, I'm bored. I'm sorry, as I said.
Wait, is mine on the right way? Is it on the right way?
Yeah, looks good.
I
Maybe
can't
take it
get the eye
down
holes.
a little bit.
There
There
are
are
eye
some eye holes.
Oh, this hurts so much.
Sorry.
But it's worth it for Jon Tickle.
It's worth it for John. Honestly, I think I'll have for John.
God.
So if we can just get the thumbnail quickly.
Nice.
Just look towards the camera.
Oh wait, you have to move my hand. I can't actually see what's going on.
You don't have to. Okay.
Wait.
There was definitely
I
a
have to do
thumbnail.
a classic Jon Tickle pose, Nurse, I'm bored.
I'll do the leaning on the water cooler.
That's a good one.
A classic. Okay, you
Wait,
can...
no, what does he say? Oh my God, I've completely forgotten what he says.
Not only did we
Here's
forget his
one for
birthday,
you.
we can't remember.
Here's one for you.
So I'll put my Jon Tickle mask.
I want to keep mine on a bit longer.
Okay, will you keep yours on for?
I have to say, it does
longer.
hurt quite a bit. But
well, I did make this in about 10 minutes.
This is some exquisite craftsmanship.
Thank you.
Like the Getty image really.
Yeah, that image wasn't available
really
without.
Wait, I thought Danny Rushton made these. Did you make these, bud?
No, I made this myself.
Wow.
Danny Rushton was actually horrified when she saw them.
Honestly,
I did the same thing with her closed her eyes.
I have never seen anything so terrifying in my
well,
entire life.
it's my first go at what would you call it? Prop making.
Arts and crafts.
And I don't think it went too bad.
I think it went incredibly. I think, well, obviously these are going back on at some point in the episode.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, maybe we'll one day have 3D molds that we can place over our heads, and we can do science like Jon Tickle. Other than that, I've been lost in random YouTube worlds. I saw someone else be crafty and they used.
Sorry, I'm not really listening. I'm just thinking about Jon Tickle and thinking of.
We did.
When this man sees this, the lengths we've gone to. We may have forgot. Should we send
Honestly,
these
I think
to
when
him
this-
and say,
when-
sorry, we forgot your birthday on the bag?
I think when this man sees this, I think he may block us from all social media and all.
No.
Like Science of the Lambs. But yeah, other than that, I got lost in a YouTube hole, and it started with arts and crafts and people being arty.
Because you were thinking of you were like, who else has done some arts and crafts?
Someone made like 3,000 matches into a massive volcano and set it on fire, and I was like, how would you have the time? Because they made like a full volcano. And then I got onto people making not aquariums, but you know, ones with a bit of land as well. And then,
I'm going to be brutally honest. I haven't heard a word you've just said. I have not heard a word you've just said.
That's okay, honestly.
I don't think I can do the podcast today because...
I'll put them away.
No.
We'll put him face
Wait,
down.
I'm going to put
face
him,
down.
Where's my water? Here's my water. I'm going to put it like this.
Right,
so I can't see it, but it's
But
there. But the audience can see it the whole time. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect
Okay.
and schlau.
So then I got on to... Now you're listening to me now.
Okay. Just about.
Do you want a minute to get over it?
Well, I'm over it.
Okay, good, you're over it, okay. And
I'm
then
not over it.
Yeah, May 8th was
What
his
if I want to
birthday.
drink now?
Good. Yeah, I was thinking that, but
You know what?
honestly,
We'll cross that bridge when we
Yeah.
come. No, but now you're drinking and I will. Wait.
just
We good.
some more quality content for you, like
Nice.
keeping
Okay.
you entertained night till day.
I'm over it.
Okay,
I'm
you're
over
over it.
Okay, so tell me about the YouTube hole you've
So
delved down.
yeah, I was on arts and crafts, and people were making. I can't remember. It was like if it's like a terrarium or some shit like that. I can't remember. And then I got on to this man, and this man. Not this man.
No, okay.
I've already been on to that man for
Okay.
a long time. This YouTube channel is called Ants Canada.
Ants
And
Canada.
he keeps ants in
Oh.
like massive ant farms. And
Wow, it's good.
never have I
reference.
been so enthralled with a piece of internet content. I'm watching his
Wow.
videos and it goes to be continued. I'm like, what happens to his ants
What
next?
do you do with his ants?
Well, I mean, the video I saw, he had lots of fire ants, and he wants to move these into.
What is a fire
nice-
ant?
The little red ant that sting
Oh.
you, and they live in the Amazon.
It's not. It has nothing actually
They
to do
don't
with
set
fire.
fire. No, I don't believe so.
Wow.
Maybe in the mythical sense, but not in IRL. And yeah, so he moved them to this massive fucking container with an open lid, a nice river, all these fishes in it, and then he was like, "Shit, they're getting up the top. I'll get spiders." And then he got spiders, put them in the
scripted?
top.
Is
No,
this-
he was
oh
just
my
like,
God.
he was just going off the top of his head. So he got these spiders, put them in, and then one by one the spiders fell down. The ant colony poured over it, ripped it. The
spider?
Killed
Oh
the
my
massive
God.
spiders. Then it
It's like
killed
that's-
some fish. These ants were ferocious, and I think
Ferocious
in a
ants.
couple episodes time, because I'm so obsessed with this guy, we might see a little ant farm of our own going
Oh
on
my
this
God,
table
that
right here.
sounds
Because
phenomenal.
honestly,
we
I've
should
never been-
definitely have like an homage to all our favorite people on
Yes,
this podcast.
I agree.
He's not my favorite person yet, but
honestly, if you
I'm
watch his, I've literally
literally-
watched like 5 videos.
How
and
did-
since
wait.
I first started watching them, I've just been
How
on
did you get to that from the arts and crafts bit?
So some arts and crafts, and then some crafts.
That
Nice.
was
Yeah,
funny.
and then someone was
That
making.
wasn't even planned.
It was not. And then someone was making like it was not an aquarium, but like half aquarium, half land for like frogs or lizards or fish, and to have like an ecosystem.
What's the amphibian version of
Yeah,
an aquarium?
And then that was the next one. It was like fire ants versus water, because they make these little rafts. And oh my God. Honestly, honestly,
I've never wanted to know more about ants in my entire life.
I might have
Literally.
I know
Oh my
this is
God, are we
hidden
going to watch a
format.
video?
I might just try and get a little video.
Oh
of,
my God!
I mean, try and contain your excitement.
Never been this excited in my entire life. And this guy's 759k views.
I don't think this is the guy.
Oh, okay.
But they're like
I was gonna say this guy. He didn't tell me he was
I mean,
Plum
I'll show-
Chutney level of fame.
I mean, I'll show you. I'll show you the guy. But honestly, I've never been so enthralled.
I'm so excited. Ants Canada.
Yes.
Is his name Ant?
No, I
That
don't
would
think
be
so.
funny.
But he's honestly, he presents it in such a way where he's always going like, "We need to do this," and it's like honestly, it's the most intense
Really?
thing in my
That
life. So he
sounds
transfers into this amazing aquarium. He puts fish in or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just Honestly, I'm not sure if this is completely
This has a lot of
uninteresting.
dislikes. What's that about?
I have no idea. Honestly, I think there's a hidden video over here apparently. Maybe people don't like the keeping of ants.
Oh my gosh.
But they're just, honestly, I want an ant farm so badly right now.
I've never wanted an ant farm this bad.
Look at this shit.
Is it that difficult to take care of an ant?
I have no idea. The effort he seems to put into it seems like a full-time job. Like, I genuinely don't think I have time for this shit. And that's what a lot of when I'm looking at these people on YouTube, like this guy obviously makes a living, but there's some people that put so many man hours into these videos, and you think, how much free time do you have? And how do I get there myself?
It's true.
Sorry, I just saw Jon Tickle.
It's
again.
okay.
Don't worry. And yeah, that's about it. Honestly, in the last 24 hours, I've seen so many ant videos, and I really want some ants.
I would be all down for that. I think we should. I'm being deadly serious right now when I say we should start a Plum Chutney ant farm.
We should. Well, we're doing it.
Or maybe we can start an entire Plum Chutney insect garden.
Our own.
Why not get a dragonfly?
Why not?
Or
I mean, I think the climate's a bit wrong. You have to really like.
Sorry, the climate.
The climate.
The climate.
The climactic is. It's very anticlimactic around here.
The climate's
all right, I get it.
Accent on the
I misspoke.
We should get a beetle. Definitely get a beetle.
Yes. Get 4 beetles.
Maybe.
And I know just what to call them.
What about a snake? What? I hate you. You're gonna. No, go on, finish your joke.
I'd name one Ringo.
No. Okay. Well, that fell on the floor, didn't it, James? I hope you're happy.
Well, honestly, the joke was in that I didn't need to finish them and go, I will name them this. It was a subtle, honestly, my humour works in several levels.
It's true.
It
is a multifaceted humour.
Yeah, like one of those really big car parks. That's my humour. It's multi-level. You've got to remember where you are in this mind.
It's true. There are many doors that unlock many opportunities. You've definitely had a more interesting week than I then.
Shit,
I have.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, we're not ready. I'm still talking about my week.
I'm so sorry.
Jims was trying, for people who didn't hear, Jims was trying to start Plum News.
It's not
Not even done. I haven't finished telling you about my week. Well, my mum's getting married in 2 days. In 2 days.
I'm invited.
And Jims is invited.
I haven't had my invite yet.
I'm going to give you that next week because I keep forgetting. Danny Rustin is also coming. Amy Sands will be present. And have I mentioned this on the podcast already? Can't remember. While she's walking down the aisle and signing the register, I am playing the Game of Thrones theme on the guitar. What? Oh my god.
As featured in an earlier episode of Plum Chutney.
My mum saw it and was like, gotta get me some of that.
That's some talent right there.
I'm making a speech as well.
How far are you getting in that?
Well, all the comedic aspects are there, but as everybody keeps reminding me in my life that it has to be nice and heartfelt as well. But I'm not as good at that as I am at the comedic aspects.
I think you can mix in both. You can be like, Mum, you're okay.
Yep. That's actually directly from the quote.
Yeah, I had a sneak peek at it. No, it's gonna be hard. Are you just gonna like buff out a few sentences where you're like, I love you.
I'm gonna be a bit drunk.
Honestly, I think if they really wanted to be that gay, they wouldn't have picked you. No offense.
I agree completely. It's enormously, I agree.
Unless they just wanted you to say some nice things about them.
No, they knew what they were getting into. But I've kind of said, all the generic niceties as the Mum, you're pretty good, Bob. That's
risky icebreaker.
Fiance's name. No. I've gone with a rock solid icebreaker. You can't. I can't tell you. You can't because
secret.
You're gonna have to wait till Saturday.
I'll record.
You know what I mean? But no, back to having to play the guitar. I am shitting my pants because it is now Thursday. The wedding is on Saturday, and I still cannot perfectly, flawlessly play the Game of Thrones theme. And it's one of those that
I think what's blocking you is a bit, you're just anxious about the whole thing. There's going to be a lot of people there, and I think I know exactly what could stem your anxiety.
Stem my anxiety? What could cure it? You mean?
Yes.
Yes.
What could ease it? Ease it.
Are you going to suggest a drug right now?
No.
Okay.
No, that would be inappropriate. It's your mother's wedding.
Of course.
But maybe if you were to perhaps put on an alter ego, perhaps one of these great masks
Oh my
previously mentioned, you might be able to.
Jon Tickle. Yes. Well, I don't want to be sued for like a copyright infringement of the Jon Tickle.
Yeah,
maybe
that is a stock photo
maybe I'll
that we
say
did.
like.
Do you know, I tried. I looked again. Sorry,
Jon Tickle.
I didn't mean to tangent. As we often do.
James, you know better than anybody that I love a tangent.
That's true. I do mean to tangent. But again, I went to buy an image of Jon Tickle. And do you know how much it said it would cost?
James, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Well,
no, tell me.
£250.
£250?
£250. I don't think Jon Tickle's that in demand.
Where did you try and
No, I mean, he's in demand by us. But I'm not sure, you know.
Jon Tickle, we have so much to apologise for. I am so sorry. What did, where from?
Getty image, and I cut the
is
rest
this
out.
like an images shop? Do you have to buy it?
Yeah, like to get rid of the watermark. To buy that image.
I can't remember. No.
So that hence the watermark.
You know what? The Plum Chutney
but to be
fans,
fair, free shout out to Getty image.
The Plum Chutney fan base would rather us have £250 than
to bring you further great content. I mean, I know I would much rather have £250. It's not like I had the £250 sitting in my bank account and I was like, no, this isn't a good way to use that money.
£250 in my bank account. I am in negative money right now. Have you seen that meme where it says because R. Kelly was fined like 250 grand, wasn't he?
Yes,
and has minus $3.
Is that
now.
it? Do you not get jail time as well?
Minus, I don't know, but like in monetary figures.
Just saying a good deal.
He now has minus $3, and the meme going around. The caption says, "Like if you have more money than R. Kelly." And
I could not
like
no,
because I have minus moolah.
Yeah, no, I'm over my overdraft right now, but I do get paid tomorrow.
Really?
Because we're going to your mum's wedding.
The 17th.
Well,
That's an odd date
It's usually
to get
the
paid.
21st.
Oh wow.
Which is also a bizarre
That
date.
is not. I get paid on the last working day of the month.
I get paid in the just fascinating stuff in the middle of the month for the end and the start of the month, so I get a bit in advance. But yeah, just because I'm going to your mum's wedding and I need to buy a bed. But anyway, that's not important.
That's a tangent.
I think we should tangent back unless you've got anything else to say.
Wait. No.
Okay, well.
Wait. I know what time it is.
Oh, it's that time.
It's that time of the week.
For Plummy. You can't hear it unless
we have headphones today.
Headphones to reduce echo. Our headlines at 7:20. Okay, so the first one.
Wait, I have to take my headphones off.
So we just mentioned him, to be fair.
I'm very busy, Jon Tickle.
He doesn't make many headlines nowadays.
I'll type that made headlines again.
No. R. Kelly. He didn't show up to court, famously. And he says it's because he claims he cannot read and therefore couldn't properly defend himself in sex abuse case. I mean, usually you hire a lawyer, you have a lawyer assigned to you, famously so.
Famously.
So I don't really think that lets him off the hook. Did you watch that documentary?
Oh, the R. Kelly. No. I don't know what I was going to say about that, but
I heard some stuff.
No,
I feel like
I watched the Michael Jackson one.
I think
That's
the UK one we
same.
had a lot of shit edited out of it, actually.
Really?
Because I was listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
Not this one, a different one.
Research.
And they were talking about shit that I was like, I never saw that.
Wow.
And theirs was, I think, 4
Oh, did
parts,
you watch it? Yeah.
And ours was 3 parts. Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Did.
Was it good? Would you recommend it to the...
What, the full American one, do you mean? Or I watched the British one that you just said you watched 3 seconds ago.
No, I said the Michael Jackson one I watched.
Yeah, I know. I was saying that the same about...
Oh, I thought you were talking about the R. Kelly one.
No, I didn't tangent back. I followed your tangent.
Thank you. Gosh, we get so confused. No, yeah, I did watch that. No, I didn't watch the American one. I watched the British one.
Me either. But apparently it left some stuff out.
Really? Like what?
I can't remember.
So
I remember
they talked about the fact that it left stuff out, but not what.
No, they were just talking about shit, and I was like, that wasn't in my.
Oh, James, I'm not.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so
sorry.
Stressed.
So anyway, to the next headline. Condom company releases.
I'm sorry that just led to a lot of stress. Okay.
It's okay. This is why we have the headlines. We can move on anytime we like.
Nice.
Condom company releases baby blocker to wipe baby pictures from social media feeds.
Wait. Sorry, I need that one again.
I can explain. No, condom company releases baby blocker
nice
to wipe baby pictures from social media feeds. So
See,
it's
when
like,
he first said it, I thought a condom is a baby blocker. That's exactly
you
what
do
a
that
condom
already.
is.
Yeah, so apparently you install like the Chrome thing, and then when you're scrolling through your Facebook, any pictures of babies will be replaced with other images. No idea with what, puppies or something. But the thing is, I was thinking, I don't think people don't think they want babies, and then they scroll down Facebook and go, there's a baby. Do you know what?
Baby.
Do you know what? I want one of those.
Baby.
A baby. Yeah.
Baby.
I don't think that's really how the decision goes. I have to say my mind.
I do not want a baby. I just want that on record.
Ever.
Not until I'm at least like 40, maybe 30,
no,
maybe 35.
I could go like 10 years before getting one. But
You're not going 30 years. Danny Rushton wants a baby at like 26.
She does.
Jims is now nearly 24 in September.
No, but she's 2 years younger than me. So.
No, but she means you being 26.
No, she means
you being 26.
You know, because
I've spoken to her.
Oh, God.
It's okay,
just not breaking down the podcast like, why?
No, it's okay. I'll help.
No. To be fair, I've said this to Danny because she says she wants 7 children, and I've said
you better get cracking if you want 7 children.
And I was like, well,
and
you know, if you really want
names as well, tell them the names that she wants.
Alakai, Coda.
That's the end bit of a song, Coda.
I think it's from Brother Bear, or Alakai's from Brother Bear. One of them's from Lion King 2, one of them's from Brother Bear. Don't know which one.
Literally until
probably
right now,
Melvin
I did not know there was a Lion King 2.
Really? I mean, I've never seen the Lion King.
Thinking
apart
back,
from when I was 4, but I knew that.
I have seen like other bits of Lion King, but I assume there was like a Lion King.
I'm sure it's just. I think it
was
was straight to DVD, straight to the Disney Channel.
Are they going to do that like with the live action? Is that going to be a trilogy? Is there a trilogy?
I guess it depends how well. Yeah, I think there's 3. But again, not seen the Lion King, so you're asking the wrong.
You've not seen the Lion King?
I have when I was like 4, but I couldn't.
So you have seen. So you lied.
Well,
so you lied.
What? Sorry, can you please describe a movie to me when you were 4 and tell me? I mean, I can name one character, 2 characters from Lion King, Simba and Scar.
Those are probably the main characters, yes.
And is the
Those
pig?
Are what the story
is the pig
around.
and the other one called Hakuna Matata? Or did they just sing that?
Hakuna and Matata. No. That's stupid. No, they're called. They're called Pumbaa and either Simone or Timon, but I can't remember. So I'm not an expert at the Lion King.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I can name 2 characters and I'm not really sure what happens other than the bit with the stampede and it's a bit and that's it. so
those are pretty much the go-to scenes.
Yeah,
Lion King
I probably know exactly what happens.
That is pretty much exactly what happens. There was a stampede and he goes ah. Okay.
But yet back to the article. I think this is a great invention.
What was the article? Sorry,
the condom company invents the baby.
Oh, of course,
to get rid of
genius.
This.
So can
those babies
can I apply
out of
this technology to anything? So like, if somebody shares if somebody shares like a spoiler, like an Endgame or a Game of Thrones or something spoiler, could this be applied to that? Oh my God, it's revolutionary. What condom company is it?
I don't know. That's just a headline.
There'd definitely be a way around it. People would You'd think you.
And it wouldn't work
with
all. And I bet it would work with some images without baby. It'd be interesting if you could hook up to like Google Glass and then it could happen in real life.
That'd be
like
pretty
you
cool.
saw someone holding like a train.
Yeah, that'd be.
Where it's actually a baby.
We could look at each other and genuinely see Jon Tickle.
That'd
be great.
Why did Google Glass not take off? It could have been big. Could have been.
Is it shelved now? Is it shelved? Oh, no.
I think it's shelved, but I didn't do very well. They'll probably release another one at some point.
Thank goodness.
Flex phones. Okay, next one.
Sorry, I'm just having a bit of trouble.
It's okay, we'll bear with you. Nice. I think we need like a technical difficulty screen just to go.
That would be humorous.
Okay,
next headline! Sorry.
This is a safe zone. You're okay. We don't need that much.
I'm very sorry.
I know there's a lot of stress going on in the room today.
I just don't know the Game of Thrones theme and it's on Saturday.
I know.
I'm very sorry.
You'll get there. Okay, so next headline. Politician puts ad on Pornhub and says, "You have to be where your voters are." And I think that's just beautiful.
Honestly, that's genius. Whoever this man is, literally give him a Nobel Prize. Like any politician who thinks who are too proud, who thinks they're too good for something on Pornhub. Every politician who's ever lived has been on Pornhub. We know this.
But make sure you're hitting the over 18 voters because obviously no one under 18 visits porn sites because that would be illegal.
Not a single person. I know I never did.
Not once.
Never.
I waited till my 18th birthday at midnight and then I moved to porn.
Yes.
Then I went up.
Similarly with watching 18-rated films and playing Grand Theft Auto, waiting till I was exactly 18 on the dot.
Yes. Are you excited for the porn pass to come into
the porn?
You heard of this? So in the UK, you're gonna have
I feel like you know so much
either
more
buy
things
something
than
where
I do.
you have to use your credit card or debit card
to
buy
know
like
this. I
a
didn't,
£1 porn pass, and then it refunds you. Or you have to go to your corner shop and say, "Hello, I would like a license to wank."
This is literally going. Basically, before we were born in such a golden era for like porn because. Are you onto like watching back like old TV shows? They get so excited at the thought of like free porn. Do you know what I mean? Like we take it for granted now. Do you know what I mean? It's really, it's not. It's a privilege, and we have taken it for granted. We've taken it completely for granted, and I'm very sad that we are now devolving once again to have to pay for it. No man's.
Well, to be fair, you're not really paying. It's just like a one-off charge to then. So you can go to the porn site. It's you pay once.
So
like,
you pay.
I'm big on the credit.
So you pay.
You're paying the government. You're not paying.
That's the last person I want to pay.
I think when you use your card, it comes back to you. So you pay £1 and you get £1 back. But then I think
I'm not sure I like this system.
Yeah, it's just to prove you're 18. I don't know why they couldn't just use like.
Well, I just
like
having
an
to
ID
pay,
or
I just having
something.
to pay on my card prove I'm 18. I had a card when I was 16.
No, I think you need to use a credit card or
a credit card. I didn't have a credit card.
Well, then I think you need to go to the shop and buy a license to wank. I'm not sure. Honestly, I have no idea how
this
they're
is
going to enforce
ridiculous,
this
and I hate it
because they were meant to enforce this like last year, and then I don't think they even thought of how to do it, and then they're saying this year. And do you know who I blame entirely? And it is her fault entirely. Theresa Gay.
Nice. That's very
Fuck you, Theresa Gay.
Jim's been up all night coming up with that one. I've only realised how much
I actually went on the thesaurus.
I love it. I only realised how much I actually drink when I've been using this to hoist my Jon Tickle.
I mean, it's important. You need to stay hydrated. I hope that plop got caught on mic because that was just very, very beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next one.
Okay. That was fantastic.
Brewery offers free beer.
Sorry, say brewery again. Brewery.
Brewery.
Nice. Very good.
Offers free beer for info on stolen van.
Well,
42 minutes later, it was located.
Nice, very good.
It was actually the fastest vehicle recovery in history.
I love that. So, like, I met the guy who was giving the information, came along and he was like, I got the information you need. And then they gave him one pint and he was like, well... No, the van you need is, and he just kept drinking.
It was a free keg to whoever
who gave like
info. And it was just like loads of tips came in. Apparently, it was everyone's trying to get that keg.
That's phenomenal.
So yeah,
I can't believe they actually found it. Wow,
42 minutes. That's a quick turnaround.
That's phenomenal.
People like beer, and to be fair, they did say that even the people who stole it will give you a keg of beer if you give it back. So maybe the people who stole it just were like, go on. But imagine the van was filled with kegs of beer, or. Yeah, fuck knows.
That's phenomenal. Wow. That's what I'm going to do if I ever lose anything.
Nice. So our next headline. China. A semicolon. This is the headline. China. That's how it goes. China. Semicolon. Drunk man vomits hard, throws up undiagnosed tumour, then swallows it back.
Wait, what does China have to do with this?
So this is in China. A drunk man vomits. A lump comes out and he's like, oh shit, I need that. So
he's always like a kidney or something.
Yeah.
And he thought like, oh, if I just swallow it again, like it's just going to
just go and be better again. But like, to be fair, I feel like that is getting into the mind of a drunk person. I
love that.
I feel
like
if I vomited and this massive lump that looked like
an
organ came out,
I love it. I just swallows it and he's just like, nobody will ever know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I've absolutely no idea how this reminds me. But it reminds me of a story that happened to me in work the other day. I've already told you, but people need to know. People need to know. When I was having I was hiding in the toilet cubicle in work, you know. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And I was weighing after hiding, and I just accidentally knocked a full roll of toilet paper into the toilet accidentally.
We've all been there. I've been there.
Do you know what I mean? But I thought, you know what? I'll just get rid of it. I just flushed it. I thought, oh, it's. You know what I mean? Get rid of the evidence. Yeah. And like the toilet has one of those, you know, the clean like things. So like the
clean things.
The water's like blue and there's loads of bubbles.
Yes.
So after I'd washed it, like the bubbles just came up and I couldn't see anything. And I was like, and nobody will ever know. And so I went and sat down, and then later on that day, somebody came in saying, somebody's dropped an entire loo roll into the toilet, and they haven't even had the decency to come pick it out. And I was like, oh my god.
So did you act natural? Did you start whistling?
No, I laughed along. I was like, oh my god, who's done that?
What a prick!
And then later
let's get him.
Later on, somebody needed to use the cubicle, and I just saw him with a plastic bag over his hand, and I felt so bad. I'm so sorry. And if anybody who works with me is watching this, which by the way,
please go away.
That's what I mean. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it happens to us. That same situation happened to me. I knocked a toilet roll in, but then I just picked it up and put it on the window ledge.
You just went in with.
Well, it wasn't like completely submerged. There was still a dry bit of. I don't know if perhaps my toilet bowl is narrower than yours, and I just kind of went and put it on the window ledge.
Nice. Riveting.
And that was the end of my tale.
Wow.
It's quite the anecdote, that's why I felt like I needed to share.
No, mine was all about the plot twist. You know what I mean? How you thought it was gone, and then I found out I just looked. Unbelievable. But no,
incredible.
It's over now.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did with it. I don't know if they just put it on side, wait for it to dry, put it under the hand dryer, or who knows?
Who knows?
Not me.
No, not you.
We never lost control.
Vets lobby to expand medical cannabis laws to include dogs and cats.
Wait, so they're going to get dogs and cats down to get them...
I think that's what America needs.
Oh my god! Jon Tickle fell over, sorry.
Imagine your dog baked.
I would love that. No, I mean, phenomenal.
It's just like... Yeah, to be fair, I feel like it's probably all like the anti-drug commercials, and like your dog talks to you. And honestly, if there was a drug that made my dog talk to me, I'd take it.
That'd be incredible. Or just a drug to make you think that your dog is your dog is talking to you. That'd be sensational. I would love that. So what benefits is the medicinal marijuana going to have?
Maybe it will reduce their anxiety.
I hear it does that.
That it helps with depression. So I don't know what do you usually say? Arthritis,
I think that would be the saddest disease ever. Dog depression, because dogs, like their whole aesthetic is that they're just these happy, beautiful, like good boys.
One day your dog wakes up and is like, I can't even be waking up today.
I mean, the
What's
saddest
the
thing
point? I fetch the ball, I bring the ball back.
Repeat. The saddest thing I ever saw to date in my life is many years ago when my dog was actually dying. Yeah, it did happen.
Let's not get into this story
again. We put him, like, I can't remember what happened. He had a disease. Got a disease. And we just put his food out for him. And he just stood over the bowl and looked at it like... And we were just like, he didn't want it. Do you know what I mean?
But now what food are we talking about here? Was it like dry food?
I don't know, it was just the food that he ate all the time.
Yeah. But if it's like dry food, sometimes dogs can look at their plain food that they have every day and go like, no, I'll be honest.
No, because like...
But if you've like put some nice shit in there and then they've been like if there's...
No, because it wasn't like a can't be arsed thing. He would have nudged it. He just wasn't even anywhere near it.
Like usually gulps it right down.
He was just like, I'm a sad dog today.
That's sad.
I'm sorry, I don't like to bring these sad topics up.
Honestly, like, we're all bummed out now.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks for sharing that, Sim.
So
honestly,
sorry. Miss you, Dizzy. Rip.
Shocking! 42-year-old man operated.
Oh, we're just moving on, okay.
I mean, it's a bit too sad.
Yeah.
I feel the room has...
Sombered.
And we need to rise up with this.
Rise up when you live in your knees. You rise
we'll get
up.
done for copyright.
Sorry.
Shocking. 42-year-old man operated for stomachache. Doctors removed 116 iron nails and a long iron wire.
Sorry, repeat.
A man walks into hospital. He's like, "Fuck my stomach."
I don't feel well. I do not feel well.
Oh, I've got an icky tummy. And then they go to operate, and they find 116 iron nails and a long iron wire inside.
That is.
They said he was
very impressive.
Unable to comment on how they got in there. But his family were baffled. They were all like, "No."
I love it. He just. I have no idea how they got in there.
I'm not sure if he's like asleep from a surgery and that's like a hot article or what it is, but it just said he couldn't. We don't know.
I read about a guy once who ate an entire plane. That was in the Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah, but I feel like he tried to eat a plane.
I feel it's very difficult without consciously trying. I don't think I could eat a plane.
No, I mean, to be fair, I think without consciously trying, eating 116 iron nails would be quite hard. Unless you're like neighbours slowly poisoning you.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like you know how like your mum puts like things like would put like and like, do you know what I mean?
Or like, you know how they say in your sleep you eat an average of 12 spiders a day. Is it the same logic but with iron nails? Maybe the average man eats 116
like in a cave, you get like the
stalagmites
or tights.
No, tights fall down, so the tights the top one.
Yeah, so maybe that's what they do. Maybe
Geography!
Very good. Very good.
Thank
don't
you.
say you don't learn nothing on Plum Chutney.
Because you do. And that's it for the headlines.
What a bunch of headlines. I feel like I learned a lot.
Of course we have some articles.
Of course we do.
We also have, I think we should we start with a video if you want to place?
I would fucking love a video.
Place this headphones
on. We're back.
This is maybe on your next night out, you might want to try, having a go at this. It's a menstrual themed cocktail.
Tequila, triple sec, a random flavor of Truly.
Shit!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Jims isn't thinking of the viewers. I am.
What can I say? Okay, there we go.
And then we have the berries.
Sarah Kruger likes to get creative when it comes to cocktails at Yuzu. The popular West Side establishment drawing in large crowds, but also drawing ire from people on social media at her latest creation, called Even Can't Literally, a berry margarita that embodies the menstrual cycle, complete with a tampon applicator garnish.
I've definitely seen offensive or crass, disgusting, and I've seen most of these posts by women saying, I can't believe you would do something like this, which I found a little bit disheartening almost, because it almost seems like you're ashamed of something that your body does naturally.
Kruger says this drink isn't meant to shock or disgust people, but to get them talking about women's health. $1 from every purchase will go to the Domestic Violence and Child Advocacy Center in Cleveland.
We also decided that if someone doesn't want the actual tampon in their drink, that they can donate that tampon as well. They can get
the official drink of Plum Chutney.
Of course. Should we make it like a plum-coloured one?
Yes, absolutely. No, it has to be menstrual coloured. But we can put a plum on top.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
As long as we can put a plum somewhere.
We'll put a plum on top.
I don't know if you want to watch this.
Oh my god,
I just want to see some people comment on them.
Most bar patrons found no problem with the new cocktail.
It doesn't bother me one bit. Why should it? It doesn't, I mean, it's not going to ruin my day.
I see what people think. It's kind of offensive, but I don't take offense personally.
It's your right to be offended.
Yeah. Draw me a map of how it is offensive. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I have a period.
And no, I got nothing. Oh, no.
It's fine.
But social media was a different story. Hundreds voicing their frustrations on the bar's Facebook page, saying things like, "This is revolting. I met my boyfriend here and hoped that we could have an anniversary celebration here. But after the fentanyl stunt and now this, I can only hope you get run out of business." Another says, "Round of applause, Yuzu. I didn't think it was possible, but you guys took a charitable cause for women and still managed to degrade female bodily functions and mock female vernacular with the drink name." The bar's owner, Dave Bumba, says some people even complained to the health department.
We need to pause.
Yeah.
That man just said that giving to charity is it's a bad thing. And this is exactly what is wrong with the female...
With America! You've got to remember that this is America.
Needs to be normalised. Like, people give people shit, but it needs to be normalised.
I agree entirely.
He says he spoke with them and everything is fine. Also adding, if this controversial drink gets more help and attention for local shelters, he's all for it.
You know, I think that maybe some people obviously know that women's shelters like need tampons, but I think a lot of people might not have even known that that's a thing that's common to donate. So this is kind of like a small association to help, you know, bring awareness.
Nice. Elizabeth Nareka, Fox 8 News.
Bumba says he's already talked to the shelter and they are very...
I know.
What's this about? Is this on Fox News?
Yeah, I think it was on Fox
News. That's
News.
why it got such a one-sided like a view of this is disgusting.
It wasn't that one-sided. They were like these people
they
like.
Only showed the comments that were like disgusting about it. You know
but to be fair, they were like people in the bar love it. People not in the bar, they weren't. So not so much.
Yeah, there's definitely something that needs to be done for like. People have a go at like comedians when they talk about like, oh, my period. Do you know what I mean? But this shows that like something must.
But
something must be done to normalise. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I get that. I agree.
I completely agree. I enjoyed that. Very good. Very,
very nice.
relevant.
So this next one.
Very excited.
So this is a $3 billion submarine made in India, as you can see.
Very good.
You can see there.
Excellent.
So,
I don't think I could build a submarine.
Hold on. Wait,
oh my
let
God!
me
Frank
go
is
prevent
trying to enter the room.
Frank!
Oh,
so sorry about that dog interruption. Okay, so this is a $3 billion submarine.
Nice.
Obviously, I think on its maiden voyage. Do you know what they did?
I mean,
do you know what they did with it?
I'm tempted to say it sunk. Or is that...
It's sunk.
It's sunk.
They forgot to close the hatch.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So yeah.
That's expensive for a submarine, I imagine. Yes.
I would imagine so. Sorry, this video is playing. To be fair, I'm not sure if it's expensive for a submarine. It's not a simple machine.
It's not cheap.
Yeah. Also, it's a good idea to close the hatches before you die.
Submarine, is it gone now? Is it broken?
It's been out of commission since suffering major damage some 10 months ago.
Oh no. Poor India.
Undergoing repairs. Replacing a lot.
Stupid.
Was fucking stupid. I agree.
bet they need to. That's going to be like one person's full job now. You know what I mean? Like.
God
damn it, Rajesh, you had one job!
You know when you've got the toilet seat thing which makes it go down or something? I feel like you wouldn't need to employ a man to do this. Especially when you're submerging, which I feel you'd have to press a few buttons for. This could have been easily prevented.
Definitely. I feel that
but I want to be in
a submarine could go.
I want to be in that submarine where it was who was the last in? Jeff!
Somebody's just looking around
I'm pretty sure it was Tim.
It's like me with the toilet roll all over again. It's just I have no idea how this happened.
Damage was caused. It's
massive water damage.
Exactly the same.
I mean, I'm shocked. I feel like of all types of damage, water damage must be the most common type of damage on a submarine. Maybe.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I'd say so.
Call me crazy.
Maybe during wartime it would be missile damage.
Oh yeah,
but other than that, I would agree.
In times of battle and war.
Okay,
in peacetime, yeah.
So this next one's a bit of a. I know you fancy yourself as a bit of a detective, or maybe one day to be a bit of a PI.
I do. It's true.
So there's a bit of a mystery here for you.
Crossbow German. Don't just tell me the basics and I'll figure it out. Crossbow German deaths, 2 shot through heart, 1 in neck.
Okay, so these 3 people checked into a hotel room.
Okay.
They apparently went up with bottles of cola and some water.
Yep.
They went upstairs. They were found the next day. 2 of them shot through the heart, 1 of them through the neck.
How?
They were crossbow enthusiasts. There was a crossbow there. I assume that was what it was done with. Yeah. But here's the twist.
Oh, I love a twist.
This was not the first crossbow. So there was 2 whales found in the room, so maybe it was suicide.
Yeah.
So the third victim, so they were a couple, and the third victim was known as Farina C.
Of course.
Now, Farina C's partner...
Yes.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Sorry. So what the third one's partner was found dead in a separate crossbow incident a few weeks earlier.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Definitely. 2 women found in the flat on Monday. So what's going on? Do you know what I mean?
I've been trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so the 2 in which have not been named, but the 35-year-old was the partner of Farina C, who was the resident in the flat.
Okay.
Farina C worked in a bakery.
I'm gonna say.
And here's the difference between these 2 crossbow deaths in
the difference in
distance. So Whittington and Paso, there's one.
I'm gonna say no. There's a crossbow bandit on the loose. Okay, that's been made to look like suicide. Nobody carries their will with them. Do you know what I mean?
I was thinking, well, yeah, but maybe to be fair, maybe if you go in a hotel room with a crossbow to kill yourself, they were apparently both medieval style tournament activists, so they
exactly. So it was the perfect crime. People to kill with a crossbow and then make it look like suicide.
So you're saying they'll strike again?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, we'll find out next time on Plum News. I'll keep an eye on it.
Is it where you can start like a Google alert for crossbow deaths and Germany?
Oh no, son! There's been another crossbow death. We shouldn't laugh people to death.
No, that's not funny.
But
I'm
yes,
very sorry.
Yeah,
but,
laughing is one of the best ways we can do to move on from things. And I believe no one has ever put it more poetically.
But next week I'll just come in like a fedora and a long trench coat, and I'll be like, "Well, Jim,
I cracked the case." The whole episode will be in black and white. You'll be smoking a cigarette, and you'll be like, "That's when I knew."
I like this. I've heard a lot about the King of Swaziland.
So yes, King. Do you want to have a go at that?
Mswati.
Mswati, the third of Swaziland, has 15 wives, orders men of his country to marry more than 2 wives or face jail. There he is.
What a lid.
So he's saying ideally he wants everyone to have 5 wives.
5. Is there enough of a men to woman ratio?
There's more women than there are men.
Is this why?
Which is why he wants to do it. I mean, really, what he needs is immigration. I feel like I think that would help a decent amount.
I heard recently that that's Swaziland is still an absolute monarchy, isn't it? So and I heard recently he just changed the name of the country. Because
what's it called now?
The Kingdom of Eswatini, I think.
I mean, that's a cooler name.
I think because he didn't want it to be like fully English or whatever language Swaziland is.
That's fair. So he's got 15 wives and 25 children. His father had more than 70 wives.
Wow, that is a man.
So he said he called for men in the country to marry at least 5 wives, and the government assured the men that it would pay for the marriage ceremonies and buy houses for them. Do you know, it doesn't sound like that bad of a gig, I've got to say.
I love it. So, do the men have to buy like rings and live in the same house as all these wives? What are the rules?
I don't know if tradition, like they have like rings in this marriage, or honestly, I'd have to know. Should we visit?
I definitely think
Swaziland.
we should visit Swaziland. That's definitely on my.
That can be a Plum exclusive.
So if we
can pick up some more wives.
I was going to say, if I were to get like a Swaziland passport, would it not be looked down on me if I were then to attain like multiple wives?
Maybe not.
I mean, that I want multiple wives, of course.
Yeah. No, I'm sure. I mean, maybe if you I think if this guy looks like an approachable guy to me. He looks like a nice dude. I reckon you could go up to this guy and be like, "What's up, home slice? Give me some wives."
But also, this man could have you executed at the snap of his fingers.
Look at him. Does he really look like he's going to execute you?
This man looks like a good man. He looks like a
good man.
I want to hang with this man.
A fair man. Okay, so this next one. A parody website with embarrassing photos of Joe Biden is outranking his official campaign page on Google.
Sorry, say it again. I interrupted you. I do it all the time.
Fucking rude. Yeah. A parody website with embarrassing photos of Joe Biden is outranking his official campaign page on Google. So this is getting more traffic than his campaign. Are you ready to see this?
Oh, sweet Joe. Oh.
Uncle Joe is back and ready to take a hands-on approach to America's preference. Joe Biden has a good feel for the American people and knows exactly what they really want deep down. He's happy to open up and reveal himself to voters and will give a pounding to anyone who gets in his way.
Look at that smile. Do you know what I mean? He knows what I want. He knows. He knows me.
He knows.
I mean,
so then there's just lots of creepy, weird moments with Joe Biden.
Wait, these real?
Yeah. These are all like actual. They've said that because he's a bit touchy-feely.
You know what? I retract some of the feeling I just had about Joe Biden.
This one's my favourite. Look at this when like he touches her. Like, have you ever had a conversation with someone and like grasp their fucking chin? That has never happened to me in my life.
No, it's a bit.
Not even like my significant other. Have I just grabbed her chin?
If I went like.
It's weird. I didn't like that at all.
I didn't enjoy that at all. No, that's
I promise you, the president has a big stick. Joe Biden, April 2012.
Oh, dearie me.
Referring to Obama.
Do you know the thing about Joe and Barack?
Joe's legislative accomplishment
well said, yeah.
against gay marriage, for mass incarceration, against abortion rights, against school busing, for Iraq war, for death penalty and harsh drug sentences. I mean, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy referring to Obama. The first guy.
I'd like to take this opportunity to formally retract everything the aforementioned about Joe Biden.
It's just the audacity of grope.
Oh, dearie me. Oh, no. No man has a right to lay a hand on a woman. Oh, Joe. Oh, no. Oh, no. Plus, we're forgetting about Joe and Barack's history being war criminals as well.
Yeah. So, think
does look so nice.
Yeah.
I wanna,
and he was bros with Obama.
But
sorry,
yeah,
Jen,
I'm out.
So yeah, after literally just looking at this website, I'm not for Joe Biden anymore. That's my story.
You know what I mean? I hate to be that guy who just sees a couple of things and instantly changes his tone on something, but
that's you.
That
right
was
now.
a bit. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy that.
I'm so sorry that I ruined the moon for you right there.
Oh,
I know,
it's
I mean,
okay. The idea of Joe Biden is still alive in my brain. You know what I mean?
You can't kill a symbol, but you can inappropriately grope people.
Heard somebody say that. Wow. I like that a lot.
So
I want that on a t-shirt.
Plum Chutney t-shirts coming soon. Okay, so
this is Javier Bardem, by the way, for anybody not in the know.
So the Philippines have threatened war.
With Joe Biden?
Not with Joe Biden.
Oh.
With Canada.
Oh my God.
Over dumped garbage.
We
will declare war.
No.
Gives Canada 1 week to take back garbage.
The Philippines has basically a dictator right now. What's his name? Because he is a bad knobhead. He's a bad.
I don't know how to say that.
I wasn't even looking yet.
It's a me, Duterte.
He is a bad knobhead.
I was reading someone say that he basically thinks that he is a bad knobhead, but also he has a point over this rubbish thing because apparently they just shipped him 10 loads of rubbish. I don't know if this video warrants a watch.
Sure. Why has it gone over there?
No idea.
Wow.
What a website you got here, Global News. I mean,
you know what? I'm
it
not
just
too
looks like
in this website.
it just looks like him talking for a bit. But if Canada doesn't take back its tons of trash within the next week, he will declare war and ship the containers back himself.
Well, is that his idea of war? It's his. It doesn't involve weapons or anything. He's just gonna dump this rubbish on.
More than 100 of the containers were shipped to Manila by a Canadian company.
That seems a long way to go for Canada. There's a lot
improperly labelled as plastics for recycling.
There's a lot closer places for Canada to dump shit than.
Yeah, well, I think the problem it was meant to be recycling, but it wasn't.
Yeah. It was not.
And I just think this is quite a dispute we're having here. Do you think this is going to come up at the UN?
I would love that. I would love just from opposite. They're talking about something completely irrelevant, and from the opposite side of the room, the Philippines and Canada just looking at each other like.
Son of a bitch.
I mean?
Let's talk trash.
And then, one of them says Philippines, what are your opinions on this completely unrelated matter? And the Philippines just stands up and I think Canada has a lot to say about this. You know what I mean? And it'll be hilarious, and I love it, and I will.
Be hilarious. In other news, we're in a climate emergency now. I'm not sure if that was last week. Did we talk about that?
Climate emergency.
I don't think we did. Yes.
We've not been in that for a very long time.
No, but we voted in officially that now we're in a climate emergency. Now the government realises that everything's fucked.
Okay, I'm glad it took the government until literally right now.
Jeremy Corbyn apparently tabled the motion after lots of protesting and shit like that.
Oh, good man.
Scientists reckon we've got 14 years to turn this whole ship around.
Oh yeah,
before
I have heard that. Yeah,
again
before it's irreversible. Yeah. I mean.
Before you open your window and there's a fire, tornado.
I mean, I hate to be that guy who says that, but there is. What we do as individuals accounts for maybe 0.000 something percent. People say that if we do enough it'll change opinion, but that's very optimistic,
it's not
very idealistic.
It's not the young generation are kind of all about it. It's not them that need to be on board.
It's the political.
It's the political. It's the white old man who so many of them don't believe in it. It's the people who own McDonald's and Asda and Tesco and shit like that.
The only people who can account for any tangible change in this right now are the people at the top of governments, at the people at the top of conglomerates like McDonald's. You know what I mean? And the United States, I saw a thing once that United States has gone through this trajectory of the first thing they did was this is not real. You know what I mean? That was the first thing. It was denial. The second thing was admitting that it's a thing, but it's not an issue. Do you know what I mean? This is not real.
It's no biggie. We'll be in space by then.
And then the third one was what was the third one?
What was the third one?
The third one was
all right, maybe it's real. Was it that? No, probably not.
Wait, let's edit this bit out until I thought of my
Don't tell me what to do. I'm not editing this out. I'm leaving this in here.
I can't remember the third one.
I'm putting you on the spot right now. Remember it now.
But the last one was, well, it's too late to do anything about it now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's a great outlook to have.
Do you know what I mean?
So we're
so basically,
we might as well enjoy these 14 years, take up smoking.
Absolutely. So until Donald Trump, who has pulled America out of the Paris Climate Accords, is fucking
great job.
Do you know what I mean?
He's probably going to win another term.
I don't know. I don't want to say there's nothing we can do, but it's.
Well, the climate emergency states that we need to like cut down on certain things, which like scientists have said. But then the problem is we voted this in, but then Theresa May's government apparently has no intent on acting on any of it, even though again been voted in. Excited for her to go.
Yeah, it's like when you know those
democracy.
Those active. I've forgotten the name now. I mentioned them the other time.
Greenpeace's.
No, not Greenpeace. Fuck Greenpeace. Extinction Rebellion. I'd say.
No, they're good. Greenpeace are good. It's Peter that are shit.
No, Greenpeace is bad as well.
Greenpeace bad too.
But
shit.
that's a whole other.
But they're better than Peter, right?
We'll come to that after I've mentioned what I am about to mention.
Okay.
What? Extinction Rebellion. Oh yeah. The people who shut down London and protesting climate change. But and then the Environment Secretary Michael Gove. Love Michael Gove.
He's a good one.
Yeah. Said
Michael. There's no rude word. Right?
But
we'll cut that out. So it's just that
Michael Gove came out and said, "We get the message," and like I was just like, "What?" Michael Gove, the Environment Secretary. It took closing down London for the Environment Secretary to realise, wait, there's call me crazy, but there might be an issue here. There is an issue.
Yeah, I feel like the Environment Secretary in the Conservative front bench is just being like, someone wants a job, and it's just like, you can be Environment Secretary. It's like, what do I have to do? I don't know, like, you know, say the environment every so often, you know, say plastic bags are bad.
Talk about straws.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
ban straws everywhere. That'll do it.
Sugar, no, that's health. Okay, that was when he was health secretary. My bad. But back to Greenpeace. Okay, Greenpeace have an agreement with like you know, so basically it's well established now that the biggest cause of the environment being fucked is like meat production, and like that's why it's annoying because vegans might actually have a point. Do you know what I mean?
They might. I actually remember arguing with Daniel Rushton and being like, no, that can't be the case, just because I'm thinking in my head, like, it's got to be like factories or CO2 or whatever. But with all of this awareness, I've done a bit of reading on it, and it's basically like, I think it is.
A vegan diet takes 17 times less land than does a not vegan diet. And don't get me wrong, being a vegan is not the be all and end all of it. You've got to also think about your food air miles and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, like certain like green bean, like if you're getting green beans from like Kenya, if you're flying them over, instead of just going to like a local
expressly shipping
if you're having like a local like being a vegan is not you are not off the moral hook just for being a vegan.
That should be the responsibility of the the supermarkets and stuff, not the consumer.
Of course,
because I don't think any consumer I don't think they order a plane to come deliver their green beans, and I definitely don't think anyone picks up a packet and is like, but how far has this come to me?
No, but I think there's like
I don't think you need to grow green beans can grow here.
No, green beans.
That's a bad example.
But anyway, I'll get back to Greenpeace again in a minute. But yeah,
green beans.
You can eat. People say that you cannot eat morally if you're not a vegan, but that's not true, because you can eat. If I was gonna do something, I would look at my food. You know what I mean? And like almond milk is far worse for the environment than is regular. Well, maybe not far worse, but it's not fucking good. Do you know what I mean? Because the amount of water it takes to get the milk out of the almonds is horrendous. There's a lot of water wastage, and there's a lot of energy required to use it. So, almond milk
then
is
do you
one of
think
the
it's worse than normal milk with all the methane from the cows?
Well,
and shit?
I don't have a direct comparison. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's impossible.
That's fair.
Like,
I was expecting you to come with charts and data.
There's so many variables. Do you know what I mean? That it's impossible to say how. It's impossible to say the environmental
impact of one. It's impossible to know, but you can say whatever you want.
But anyway, Greenpeace have agreements with lots of the biggest. When I say this is well established, they haven't come out and said it. Do you know what I mean? So I should.
But everyone knows.
I should put that as a precursor.
Allegedly,
have agreements with the biggest meat producers to not mention that meat is a problem. Do you know what I mean? So like on their website, if you're looking at like what can you do to help, do you know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, take shorter showers.
So maybe that's the data that I was reading when originally I told Danny Rushton, fuck off, it's not meat production that's the worst thing for the environment.
Because have you seen the Cowspiracy documentary?
No, I don't want. I stay so far away from any like because well, my girlfriend's a vegan and she turned 3 or 4 other people vegan after watching a single documentary. Yeah. And I like meat, although I did hear that Burger King are doing the Impossible Burgers. Did you hear about this?
I didn't hear they were doing it. I've heard of the Impossible Burgers.
Yeah. So they're starting to source those now because apparently Burger King's not making very much money and doing very poorly.
And Greg's has had the biggest business boost in the world since the vegan sausage roll came in.
Well, to be fair, it's like because as well, I think where Greg's is such northern places where you tend not to get as many vegan. Just because my girlfriend's a vegan, we know how hard
all these vegan statistics.
I know how hard we can be like wandering around looking for something that Danny Rushton can eat that isn't just fucking chips or broccoli. Do you know what I mean? Like an actual meal.
Great, to be fair.
My mom, chips and broccoli is quite common.
On that, at my mum's wedding, there was actually no vegans going, but then I told her Danny Rushton was going, and they made the vegetarian option vegan for Danny Rushton.
Oh, they did?
They did, yeah.
Oh, no, she's going to hate that. She doesn't even want to eat anyway.
I didn't tell Danny Rushton this. I said there's just a vegan option. And Danny Rushton doesn't even fucking watch Plum Chutney, so she's never going to know.
She's never going to know.
But there's going to be chips and salad and shit.
Yeah, no, she usually just picks it if you
think it's. And to be fair, I don't know if she'd like it. It's mushroom stroganoff. That's not like a universal.
I mean, that sounds something that Danny Rushton would be right up her alley. To be fair,
I think that sounds really good.
I don't really like mushrooms, but anyway, I digress.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry. We said Greenpeace. Is that tangent done?
Yes.
Should we
tangent complete?
Dick. I'm very excited to get a soundboard so when a tangent starts and a tangent ends, I can like cut those in and a few other things.
I love it. I love it when we tackle like an actually big issue on Plum Chutney and we're not. Just
and it's usually like segued in between like
stupid headlines about
McDonald's and like our latest trip to the supermarket, and then in the middle it's like. So let's talk about 9/11.
Absolutely agree. Next headline!
Well, this is actually the last article, and it comes with a video.
This is my side.
So I don't know if you want to brace those headphones.
Absolutely, I do.
Oh, mine were the wrong way around. So let's
do it.
Where am I? Okay, so the headline is, Utah bus driver says he is not racist because his dog is black.
Well, that is no flawless logic.
So there's a bit of a video of this controversy that started in Utah, famously Mormon state.
Oh, Mormons. Do you know, I don't need any
We'll talk about Mormons after this.
District in Utah now the subject of a lawsuit because of this. A former bus driver caught on camera dragging a student moments after he stepped off the bus. You see the students lining up and walking down the steps. They say the boy's backpack got caught in the door and the driver didn't stop for several seconds. The boy's mother believes he was targeted because of his race, but the driver denies that allegation.
Would you say that you're racist?
Not at all. No. Yeah. Look at my dog. He's as black as can be.
Oh boy. The lawsuit claims the driver has a...
Okay, yeah. See, that's very traumatic for this poor child, but that is just such a fucking funny line. Jesus Christ.
Would you say that you're racist?
Not at all. No. Yeah. Look at my dog. He's as black as can be.
Look at my
dog. Boy. The lawsuit claims the driver has a history of misconduct against children who are minorities dating back several years. The driver
listens to hip hop and definitely made it a lot worse than he did.
No,
but
that was phenomenal.
I want to hear more of like he looked quite old. Oh, sorry. I mean,
the fourth wall. It's gone.
They should say Plum News. They actually stole that from us. Bit fucking rude.
Bastards.
Yeah, so it looks like he might just be very old and senile.
No.
But then he was going for like a decent amount of time.
No, he did a little chuckle afterwards. He knew what he was doing. He was like, "Look at my dog."
He didn't seem very sorry, did he? Then
no, he didn't. You know what I mean?
Again, we only got a snippet, so it could be just.
What do we know?
So anyway,
nothing. Not really. We know a lot
about Mormons.
About Mormons.
Mormons.
Oh, Mormons. I actually know very little about Mormons. Are they similar to mermen?
Yes.
I knew it.
So my knowledge of Mormons is probably very offensive. If you're a Mormon listening, feel free to educate
I used to
us.
work with a guy who was a Mormon.
Okay.
That's it. That's
Yes.
it. That's the end of my story.
My knowledge of Mormons is basically about 200 years ago or 100 years ago.
Nice.
This guy said that he found a new chapter of the Bible.
Nice.
Which instantly raises questions
The
for
Newer
me.
Testament.
And in one of the major rules that I feel like is always
Where
like people
did-
hear about that is you can have as many wives as you like.
I love that.
So instantly you
Oh shit! Yeah, I watched a documentary about this the other day.
Thank you.
Yes. I know more than I think. Yeah. So number one question would be, where did you find this? How did it survive thousands and thousands of years? Was it in like a plastic wallet?
An angel descended it just then fame, I think.
That makes more sense.
No more questions. Well, no, but then, so I hear this and I think, so my instant knowledge of Mormons and my thinking about them is they're creepy. I'm thinking Scientology. I'm thinking a bit cult-like.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking very good. But then I kind of hear that it kind of encourages you not to drink. To be very family orientated, and I watch this very cute, very wholesome vlogger who I love so much, and he, he's got a little daughter and he's got a son now as well. And I've watched from when his son was born. I've watched when his daughter was like literally a wee baby, and I found out that he lives in Utah, and I found out he was a Mormon. But his morals on life, he doesn't drink. He's very happy. He's very optimistic. He loves his family. Very family focused. Does not seem like he's part of an evil cult. And then another YouTuber, another family vlogger, kind of this guy. He's like the ultimate dad. He builds shit in his back garden. And he goes fishing with the boys and stuff like that. I found out he was a Mormon, a practicing Mormon too. So now, see, I feel like Mormon should be a thing that I have raised to been like, think was a bit evil and cultish. But now I feel like
it's very much one of those things now that I'm just kind of like, if it's not affecting me, then
well, absolutely. You can't tell people what to.
Actually,
it does affect me.
So on the one hand, I'm kind of like, I want to say live and let live. But if they're part of a group that is, say, perpetuating maybe ancient moral values, say, do you know what I mean? Like,
do you mean with like the wife
like
thing?
Say not
because I don't think anyone practices that.
Not so
anymore,
much wives, because
yeah.
if somebody wants to have more girlfriends and they're okay with it, fucking credit to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
I don't care. But in terms of like what are their views on, say, homosexuality and such? Do you know what I mean?
That's a good shout. Let's
do you know what I mean? Like, so.
Well, I don't think they're like the. As I spelled it wrong. View homosexuality. I don't.
And
think
it's hard
like,
for
I don't think
as a
they're like
society
what's
to
that,
move on if we're keeping to these ancient values. Do not.
They do not speak of it.
Oh. Oh my.
Oh dear. Well, see, the person I know, he went to, is like, he doesn't seem to go to church all the time, but he, like, his sister got married and it was in one of these churches, and he is so family orientated and he doesn't drink, so I think he must have been raised this way,
of course, like,
but maybe not so
if you followed Christianity or Islam to the letter, then do you know what I mean? Fucking, you'd hate the gays. Do you know what I mean? But like,
it's just like the gays.
Not the straights, but
sorry, that's from that clip.
Your mom and you're my son, and I am falling in love with him. He said, "Are you really?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "You know what? I was scared to let you know too. I am too."
We're both consenting adults. If it comes down to it, it's just like the gays. They're as long as they're over 18, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Oh shit.
I agree.
Do you know what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
if you want to bang your mum and your mum wants to bang you,
literally, like, I agree with it. I mean, the gays aside,
the only thing I have on this is, why'd you get the news reporters round? I have to say, if I'm banging my mother and my mother is banging me, I don't think my first reaction would be like, more people need to know about this. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like, where's the humility in our age? Like, people would just. And that's,
doing it for.
By the way, sorry, I didn't really segment, and that is the end of Plum News. And to be fair, Plum News kind of lasted
the entire
episode.
What time are we on?
And we're just over the hour mark. So.
We're over the hour? Fuck! That was some good Plum News. Love me some Plum News.
Well, I think we're just over it. But yeah, have you got anything else to touch on?
You know what? I'll save it for next week.
I am going to watch more Ant videos.
I've
already started
binge these
Googling
ant
about
videos.
how to get ant queens and ants into your life. And honestly, I'm just excited about it.
I'm gonna literally binge that so hard.
Yeah.
And for the next 2 days, I'm gonna be fucking hammering the Game of Thrones theme. I'll let you know how it goes next time.
And the
Bet you're all
finale
waiting.
of Game of Thrones is on Monday. Well, Sunday.
I have really enjoyed Game of Thrones. Jums has not.
I am on the boat of people who are now I'm not like, I'm still kind of enjoying it, but like, I used to be like, Game of Thrones is on, everyone stop what you're doing, my entire focus, and now they've lost me a bit. I'm checking
still very
Facebook,
much like
and
this.
like, I feel like it's a normal TV show. But anyway, everyone in the world has
That's a
this
discussion
opinion.
for another day.
Stay plum.
Stay plummy. wait.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Shit. Okay, so
Stay plummy.